It's Patrick Elias speaking, and I'm listening to Pucknut.
It's time to lace up those skates and talk about hockey with Walt, Bry, Ming, and Sunday Jeff. These are the Puck Nuts.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of Puck Nuts, dealing with the New Jersey Devils and the NHL. My name is Ming Chen.
Sunday Jeff.
Walt.
And Bry.
All right, well, we got to do this one quick. Walt's got to get out of here. We got to do this pardon the interruption style. 2 minutes on each topic. Do you have your cowbell ready?
I do have a cowbell. Somebody sent us a cowbell. I don't know where I put it though.
All right, so we'll get going. Brian, first up, we got a busted nut of the week.
Oh, really?
Yes, and not only that, we have a 2-girl show here. So I got the pictures here. I'm gonna hand them over to you.
Nice.
Let me know what you think here. I'm gonna be a little biased. I really like this one. So here you go.
All right, let me printed out pictures.
Yes, I printed them out because they're going to go on my wall of fame in my office.
Are they? Are you putting them up? I see why you like them.
Yeah.
Did you see them, Walt?
No, it's
LA Mings jerseys.
Yeah, 2 women in hockey jerseys, very sexy, very lovely ladies.
Little girly show.
Yes, and they'll be up on our blog at pucknuts.wordpress.com.
Has somebody sent these in?
I was going to say,
Yeah.
you have to be surprised that they were not emailed.
No, they were. They
Do
were.
they know you took these pictures? Like, is it taken through a window
Is
or
this
something?
that thing you were talking about? That chat where you can go on and
chat
Chat
roulette?
roulette? No. These
Ew,
were.
some guys trying to peek at us.
No, I'm not.
These were 100% emailed. I printed them out.
Oh, nice.
They're gonna go up on my
okay.
wall. So
Wait a minute, though. That's the busted. I thought busted nut of the week was somebody sending their balls in.
Like their nuts were busted, like saggy and gross.
That's not the. I think that's not. Those girls aren't busted nuts.
No, this is the bust a nut.
Oh,
Not busted nuts.
That's when we have even less to talk about, maybe a week or two from now.
So, for those of you not looking at the picture, these are 2 lovely women wearing hockey jerseys.
are you going to post them on the blog?
Yeah, they'll be on the blog. But they're wearing jerseys featuring the team, the LA Mings, a team named after me for the last Walter Gretzky street hockey tournament.
They knew how to get to you, dude. They appealed to your ego.
They did.
work,
So
girls.
thank you.
Any busted nuts come in?
No, oddly enough, no. But
Print any of them out?
no, I
Damn,
didn't.
bro.
But you know what? It's the night is still young, so they'll be.
What if
coming.
a busted nut's wearing a Ming jersey? You still be just as excited?
Sure, a guy's nuts, 2 feet away from my face. What's not to get excited about? All right, second topic. Last week, if you listened to last week's show, you asked if anyone had committed suicide due to their team losing.
Yes.
And somebody had sent in something. It's not somebody committing suicide, but it's pretty close. So I'm going to let Brian read this. He'll do it justice. So here you go, Brian.
Oh, this is Walt, you might like this. This has something like busted nuts. A Welsh rugby fan cut off his testicles after Wales' Six Nations win over England at the weekend. Jeff Hoish was so convinced England would beat the Welsh, he told his friends, they say mates here, that's what they call friends over there, I guess. Quinn's not here to help us.
And we're talking about soccer, right?
It looks like
it's
it's kind
rugby.
of rugby.
Oh, okay.
If Wales win, I'll cut my balls off. Friends thought the 26-year-old was joking, but after the Wales 11-9 victory over Cardiff, he went home and carried out his promise. Then he went back to the social club to show everyone what he had done. They dialed 999, which I guess is their equivalent of 911 over there. That's good to know.
Just
Like if me and you, like remember it said we're going to do a Tell 'em Steve Dave over there. If something goes wrong, I fucking cut
your
my
own
nuts off.
Yeah,
I
won't call 911. I'll call 99.
Good work. And he put his testicles in a pint glass packed with ice until help arrived. What the hell? Is this guy on angel dust? Like, how do you do this? He lifted up his kilt and there was blood everywhere. It was terrible. And that's when he collapsed. And he is said to be seriously ill in hospital. And, the last line is very telling. Police revealed he has a history of mental problems. This is 5 years ago.
He didn't die, though.
It doesn't appear that he died, no.
I don't have a follow-up story, but
This isn't good enough?
I mean, did anybody commit suicide? And so far, no one's been able to prove it
That's
yet.
pretty bad.
Now, would it be pretty bad? I thought I thought you had your little pocket knife out when we were coming back from that October 23rd game against Buffalo, and I was like, no, whoa, man, it's not over yet. Put the pocket knife down.
It was a
He was going to cut his nuts off. You scrambled. You're like, what country are we in? What number do I dial?
a 6-1 loss. It was pretty brutal.
It was.
Pretty brutal.
I was like, saying, you cut mine off, I'll cut yours off.
Pulled over on the side of the turnpike. Me and Sunday Jeff do the next show. Like, I'm not sure how to lead off with this, but Walt and Ming are in hospital.
Kept to his word, though. Kept the
Have either of you lost your? I guess you too, Sunday Jeff. Have you? Any of you guys lost your temper with your respective mates if your team loses?
I haven't lost my temper, but
Have you been short and snapped at
Yeah,
her?
my wife notices there's a change in my demeanor.
Yeah.
If the teams I like don't do well that night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, not really that much. I really don't have that much of a problem.
You got to
as
move
far as
closer.
There we go.
Walt and Sunday Jeff are sharing a mic today because Quinn took the other one home for some reason.
So you don't
gonna
have
get
a problem.
heated.
You don't ever like
They're
take it
never
out
really
on your mom.
Call my mom.
I'm well
Wish I was
past
never
that.
born.
You're always sweating me, Ma. I'm well past that, man. I'm past the point of
You
being
mean just
upset by it.
this season? You mean?
Yeah. I'm totally over it now. The losses don't affect me at all anymore.
You've become numb.
Not numb, but I just don't. I definitely am not upset by him anymore. I'm definitely like it doesn't like affect me either way at this point anymore. I feel that after the Ranger game was the turning point. On
The Ranger game the other night.
I wasn't upset by that.
Wow. So you feel
In the car? Did I like we were coming home from?
Yeah,
the
you
game?
were talking. You were.
Yeah, I wasn't upset, was I?
It was like we were never even at a game.
That had to make you nervous, though. That's when people really snap. Like when something goes like very
yeah,
wrong.
they try to like blow it up.
and they're
like
just
nothing.
like they're like, no, it's okay.
No, I'm definitely not affected by it at this point anymore.
Yeah, Brian didn't go to that game, but he sent me a text on the way home. He was like, "You better take Walt's shoelaces away right now."
Yeah, I had no idea that you were taking it with such.
I mean, how
good
much
nature.
you can't. You've got to realize that there's nothing you can do, even if they won every game.
Oh, I've always realized that.
Yeah, I mean, what difference would it really make?
But I've seen you fall into some depressive states when they're not
I
winning.
got a feeling that
You've lost hope. That's no good.
not that I lost hope. I just can't get that wound up about it anymore.
All right, so let's talk about the Ranger game. Devils fall 3-0 to the dreaded Rangers. Their first home game at the Rock. Traditionally, this is a very big game. This is a game you wait, from the beginning of the season. You count the days till when you get your season tickets. You look to see when it's happening. I didn't really feel that this time. The losses definitely. Brodeur's injured, so he wasn't playing. No Parisi. It almost seemed like a lost cause, even before he walked in the building.
Out of the gate, you didn't have any hope, Ming?
I had a shred, maybe more than a shred, but I know you, Jeff, Walt. Did you have any hope at all?
I called it before we left. I said that they're going to lose. I didn't think. I don't think they can beat the Queen. The Queen just owns them at this point, and until they.
The Queen, what's that? I'm not familiar with that that term.
Henrik Lundqvist,
Henrik Lundqvist,
the goalie for the Rangers.
They call him the Queen?
Yeah.
Well, they call him up there. They call him the King, King Henry.
Queenie? Oh, and if
we
you don't
were-
like him, you call him the Queen. All right. I like that. I like that.
Yeah, he owns. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. He owns the Devils, and
Almost
it's,
every
it's
game
disgusting how
versus the
they-
Devils, he seems to step it up for some reason, like he's inhuman.
He gets pwned by every fucking shit team that's out there, but when he plays the Devils,
Oh, he just.
I mean, he gets
they're
lit up
his
by
bitches.
everybody. It seems like when the going gets tough, and but against if he just played the Devils, I don't know if he'd be unblemished. He'd be a fucking
He'd be
82
holding records and shit.
2-0.
It's like Brodeur's Montreal.
yeah, exactly.
I heard they had to take a TV timeout to address Sunday Jeff taking fucking shitload of cookies and stuff. What is with that? 'Cause well, first we have to explain that, like the seats that we have, you go in. What's it called? It's
Club
Fire and
seats.
Ice Lounge.
Yeah,
Fire and Ice
I didn't
Lounge.
even want to reveal this. Just just because we're in the hoity-toity freaking club seats. But
not by our own doing. There's another guy who.
No, I
sure
guess
that
not.
we're
But
in.
some people, there's a $10 line you can wait in for standby tickets, and for a game like this that starts at 7, you got to get in line by noon. If you're not there by noon, you're not getting a $10 ticket. So I feel bad for those people waiting in line, and we just kind of march down with our club seats and our free cookies.
Why would you feel
Right.
bad?
I don't know.
Kind of like when you walk into like a bathroom and there's like a men's attendant there, and it's like a false sense of like elitism.
Yeah,
You're
I
like,
guess so.
you're like, I don't really feel better than a bathroom attendant.
Yeah,
I wish
exactly.
bathroom
I
attendants would be done away with.
I feel like put me wherever
Where the
I
fuck
can.
are you going? Or you even see bathroom attendants?
Strip clubs. They want to make sure you don't jerk off in there.
The way they're going.
But at any rate, yeah, you go in and they have like burgers and hot dogs and sushi and that kind of stuff. But Sunday Jeff is known to really load up on
Mrs. Fields cookies.
cookies, like big cookies. Not like it's a little cookie. It's like they're a good size, right? But I've heard the other day 5'6" you had tucked under your arm.
No. That's what this guy does. Instead of worry about the Rangers and the Devils, he's counting how many cookies.
I
got.
can't count how many goals the Devils are scoring, so I got to count something.
You had more cookies than the Devils scored goals. That's bad.
How many
They
shots
gotta
at the
eat.
dessert table
Gotta
did Sunday
eat.
Jeff take?
And I like how you grab like 4 or 5 at a time, like they're gonna run out.
Well, he doesn't feel like getting up and walking back up there,
Yeah, you got 2 periods.
mingling
to do
with the
that.
fucking riffraff.
Yeah, like he might see one of those $10 ticket holders and fucking stain his eyes.
Sneak a cookie to him. Here you go. I feel sorry for you.
But last time we were there, you grabbed 4 cookies.
I only ate 3 because I was
Right. What's up with that?
Yeah,
You-
they
you
put a sign
wasted
up
one.
there because of him, right? It's like, take whatever you want, but you got to eat it.
It's like a Chinese buffet.
Whoa.
Racist.
I'm looking at some of your bullet points,
Yeah.
Ming. I could see a less positive Ming shining through in just the wording here. Queen Henrik stands on his head yet again versus Devils. Power play woes continue. Third period shorthanded goal, nail in the
He's
coffin.
burning through your bullet points like crazy. Stop him. Stop him.
Covey is a bystander. Wow.
Well,
That's a little harsh for you.
let's back up here. It's not like the Devils. It's
He's capitalizing shit.
we went
too.
in,
Losing
with all our negative attitude. They didn't play bad for the first period and a half. They had a lot of shots. It almost seemed like they were in double-digit shots at the blink of an eye. They weren't going in.
They never go in. They are the worst offensive team this year. The least amount of goals scored. They're the only team without a home ice victory. It's pretty abysmal right now.
Why is that? Are they just shooting everything into the center of the I mean, is everything just going in the center of the
Yeah.
goalie's chest? So, I mean, is it time to go to Toys R Us and buy one? One of those things you stretch across the net and they have the little holes cut out in the corner, the 5-hole on the top. Is it time to get one of those?
I don't think it's a matter. I mean, when you got a fucking 200+ pound dude checking you and you're going 30 miles an hour, it's hard to pick your spots. Very few players can, but it just seems whatever they throw on net is like right in the crest of the goaltender.
Well, addressing this bullet point, Ming, where you say Covey's a bystander, I
Yes.
read
That's
I read in
harsh.
Sports Illustrated, they called him an albatross.
Well, I mean, with the $100 million contract.
That's it. Like,
Yeah.
if you're Covey, do you feel like, oh, for Christ's sake, if I could just score?
I don't know. I think you're signing your checks and you're looking at your bank
Can't be.
account.
You can't just care about the money, right?
Well, I mean,
Like, you're
as
out
as a
there
pro. No, you can't. But it has to hurt a little less when you have the money in the bank already.
Timmy's son figured out how much he makes per second.
Get out of here, really?
Yeah.
How much was it?
$28 a second.
Wow. I don't even make that a day. I hang out down by the train station with the Mexicans trying to get some day labor.
That was the most interesting fact I've heard yet about the Kovalchuk so far. So he makes $28 a second.
Jeez, that's like Trump money.
Yeah.
The Donald Trump of ice.
But these bullet points have me concerned, Ming. Has your optimism faded?
It's tough with all the injuries and the way the way they can't
Very sarcastic.
the way they
tone to
can't
this.
score. The way their defense is crumbling, and even with even with all these rookies, it's almost like they're rebuilding with all these rookies. It's like it's I mean they have I think did I just read today they called up Tedenby, right?
Yeah.
They're a 2008 first round draft pick, It's
Playing like a bunch of green dicks out there.
it's all young kids now. It's almost like they got rid of all the good players, and all these young kids are up with.
Well, it's not like their good players are doing shit anyway.
Yeah, that's true. But
What does this mean? Queen Henrik stands on his head. Okay, is that a hockey saying? Stands on his head?
Yeah.
Oh, what does that mean?
meaning he played
awesome.
He played such
of
awesome
his
goal
mind.
that he might as well have been standing on his head, just blocking stuff left
Oh,
and
yeah?
right, which he did.
What does this mean? The super defensive duo in quotation marks. Andy Green goes -2, 12 overall, -12 overall, and Talinder -1, -7 overall. What does that super defensive duo mean?
I don't know why those two are paired. They're playing terrible.
Wait a minute, but what does your bullet point super defensive duo?
Well,
quote,
super
unquote,
defensive duo, yeah, is in quotes.
That's a slam at them.
Oh,
right?
yeah,
That's a
definitely.
little dig on your part.
Definitely. But I mean, I think we both. I mean, you were yelling at Tallender more than anybody in that.
Yeah,
in that
Tallender
game.
really blows. Don't
You
he?
were,
Sunday,
you were
Jeff?
yelling at the game? Yelling at
I was
people?
yelling at Tallender, man. He sucks.
He's actually got a less negative than
Well, I mean,
than Green. I thought Green would be a lot higher than him, but I guess not.
To be honest, yeah, I was surprised it was only -7. Seems like every time I look up when the other team scores, he's there
Minus 36.
shaking his head, like, what did I do wrong?
Yeah, I mean,
Have they played since that Rangers game?
No.
No. They play tomorrow. Who do they play?
they play the Sabres
Tomorrow would be Wednesday the 10th.
Yes, they play Buffalo, which they lost 6-1 to last time we went.
That's the game we almost cut our nuts off on.
Yeah,
Oh, really? That's the one?
Yeah.
and this is
And
how
you're not going to this one, so your nuts are probably going to be okay. But Ming, you're going back. You and Frank number 3 are going to cut each other's nuts off on the turnpike.
Yeah, I think
Throw him in the toll
Can't wait till
booth.
the game starts. Let me cut your nuts off now.
They're going to lose anyways.
Hold on. First, I promised Sunday Jeff I'd get him some cookies.
And this is how bad it's gotten. Tomorrow's game, I've heard they're giving away tickets en masse. They have our friend Tim got an email today saying something like, in the spirit of Thanksgiving, we're offering you 4 free tickets to tomorrow's game.
Are they like nosebleeders or like the?
I don't know. Doesn't really matter, but they've sent
Things are really bad. They're giving away tickets left and right.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they're bleeding.
What do they gain from just giving the tickets away? I mean, obviously you fill up the stadium, but
Fill
to
up
what
the
end?
stadium. Maybe they buy a T-shirt like I did for $40 the other night.
Concessions.
You bought another T-shirt, or are
Yeah.
you still riding off this T-shirt? You
No, I brought another one.
Season?
I brought.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's my second T-shirt.
I don't think they don't get a cut of the concessions, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I thought
They get all of it.
It's like a movie theater. They probably make
Yeah, the guy
Oh,
owns
really?
the arena.
I thought that.
Why do you think the hot dogs are like $6 for?
Because different concession. If I'm not wrong, I thought that different concession companies bid for that space. Like, let's say Ming's Concessions bids $250,000 for the year. Bry's concession says 275, so they would award me the contract, and then I keep all the money. Like I don't know if that money.
there's got to be a
Do
percentage.
you think
built in
Vanderbeek's
there.
running a fucking hot dog stand on the side?
I wouldn't put it past me. There's a man who knows how to make money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll have to look into that, Ming.
Yeah, if anybody knows, let us email us, pucknuts@smodcast.com.
All right.
I mean, the only positive about the game tomorrow against Buffalo, there's Ryan Miller.
Vanderbeek sends in his busted nuts after
Busted-
this year. After he can't give away all the tickets.
He's gonna cut him off. And,
Is there a prize for it? Is he trying to win anything?
wait, he's gonna cut off his nuts, put him in a pint glass.
No, busted nuts,
No,
bro.
the saggy nuts. He's going
Saggy
to take a
nuts.
picture
Oh,
of
okay,
them and send them to you.
In a Devils jersey, sure.
Peeking out from beneath the hem of the Devil's jersey.
I don't know about him, but I bet he could pay. He could definitely pay a couple guys to do that if he had to. He doesn't need. He doesn't need to send his.
Wait, what do you want us to do, boss?
He's like, what'd you say, boss? You want me to-
I'm going to kick you in the nuts a couple times, get them nice and purple. Then I'm going to take a picture of them and send them to this guy,
I'm
man.
going to hang from him from like a door jam.
I'll slam him in the door a few times. Then we're going to take a picture and send him to Ming. Who's big?
That's power, man.
I want to win the contest.
Isn't that what the super rich?
I want to be the busted nut of the week.
Yeah, like big boy. Don't you just love how he comes up with these bizarre, like he'll just pay someone to do that.
That's what I thought the super
what the
rich
rich
did.
do,
The
yeah.
super rich do. They come up with these weird.
It sounds like
things.
someone has asked you to do that.
Yeah, he's like, man, I wish I had the money. I just pay somebody to do it.
It would depend on the price.
No, I meant like maybe your boss has asked you to.
No,
Kev
no.
has an inside track. He's like, I want to win the busted nut of the week.
I didn't mean. I meant his other boss. That's why you left the job. Remember that job you left?
Oh,
that guy?
Oh, you mean Affleck?
Yeah.
You hear a lot of weird stuff about super rich people. Just
Yeah.
that they're weird. The weird stuff they do with their money.
I hear a lot of weird stuff about fucking poor people too, though.
They like buying lottery tickets nonstop. That kind of shit.
That's not as sordid as like paying a guy to show his nuts under a hockey jersey or
You probably get more out of it though. The busted nuts.
the one guy who would you heard the story about he would lay under a glass table and watch chicks like take a dump on the table.
Whoa!
You
What?
never heard of that?
No. Who did this?
I don't.
What are you talking about?
There's a rumor. There's a guy in Hollywood who likes that. He likes laying under glass tables and paying chicks.
Some might say that this is effectively his podcast.
What?
No, not
Then
that
he moved
guy.
to Shrewsbury.
What? Wait, but where'd you hear this rumor from?
I think Kevin
Do you know who
mentioned
the
it.
person is? But you can't say it.
No, I can say. I heard it was. That's what I heard.
Oh, you're gonna have to take this out, bro.
Why?
Yeah, make us
Why?
all
Because he's a
fucking-
Jersey guy. He's not a Devils fan.
That's true. That should be the criteria
You can't
about
just
fucking
spread.
slandering people.
You can't spread that.
I think
shit
it's a
around
well-known.
Like
I'll bleep it out. But I
3 of the
think
4
it's a-
people have never heard that.
that. I never heard that before.
I think it's a
well known.
You ever
well-known
heard that
rumor.
Sunday,
I,
Jeff?
I think you could Google that and.
I'm sure that would make the news. Somewhere
Oh,
down
like
the
he's
line.
gonna care that I said that. I think when you're that rich and powerful, that everything is boring. That there's no excitement anymore. You got to go.
You think that's the apex of excitement? I mean, like,
No,
it
but
seems like
it's-
it would really take like a while for like the setup, and then it's like real slow, and then once the the culmination is like, well, all right, now there's shit on my table.
What do you think he pays?
Gotta
What do you
clean
think?
up.
What do you think you got to pay someone to do
for that, he might dip into Sheen money. It's like 10 grand.
She.
Sheen, Charlie Sheen,
Oh.
10 grand, maybe 15.
10 grand for poop on the table?
Yeah.
No way. You could get somebody to do it a lot cheaper.
Someone high class. You don't.
They ain't high class then. The class and what you're talking about their word doesn't exist.
But that's what you want, though. You don't want some skank off the street in AC. You want the high class.
Oh,
Why are there? I know. Are there diamonds in their crap or something? It's like I'll bet you. You know what we're gonna do for our next puck nuts? We're gonna get somebody from Rumpson to take a crap.
There, exactly. There you
And
go.
somebody from Highlands to take a crap. We'll see if you can tell the difference.
Man, you're really like out of sorts today, man.
You're telling me there's
He
no
didn't put
difference.
that on his bullet points.
You're telling me there's no difference between the Rumpson and the I don't even know. See, like AC
Beverly Hills and
like Atlantic City. Like hookers on the point. You don't think there's a difference there?
Wait, in what?
You're gonna have to erase this whole podcast because Debbie Chen is not gonna fucking allow this to ever
Oh
go out.
yeah, I know.
on the
Debbie
air.
Chen's like, you're not seeing these kids anymore.
Like I'm saving my pennies for this. I don't care. That's not my thing.
I'm just saying.
You certainly have a lot of knowledge about it, man.
I just I read a lot.
All right. Can we go on to Brodor's injury now, Ming, or is
yeah.
it safe to
It
go?
was at a glass table collapsed on him
Yeah.
as an Atlantic City skank was taking a dump.
A hooker from the point, one of those 400-pounders, fucking busted a glass table and broke, fucking severed Brodor's fucking veins in his arm.
Brodor.
All right, well, let's finish the Buffalo game. What are the chances they win tomorrow? They got to pull this one off. But each one of them.
I think they got to win a game sooner or
There's
later.
no Ryan
at home.
Miller tomorrow. He's injured. He's not coming back till Thursday. Jeff, what do you think?
Well, if they play,
Jeff's
like
Jeff's got his car keys out. He's heading out to Atlantic City.
He's packed his cookies. He's ready to go.
depends what cookies they serve tomorrow.
Eat
They
these
might
four.
have a chance.
I want a nice firm dump.
I don't think it matters who's in goal anymore against them. I really don't think it matters anymore. They just got to come out and play. No, they got to start playing around, and their scorer's got to score, man.
Around.
Did you see the
I'm
last
sorry,
goal
I've been
with
drinking.
Kovalchuk on the ice against the Rangers?
Are we talking about Kobe as a bystander?
Kobe-
Yeah,
his
he was.
bystanders.
He was. It was like he was waiting at a red light.
I could have gave him a cookie.
Come on, that goal should have never went in, though. I mean, from an impossible angle like that, I mean, a professional goaltender's got to stop that.
Yeah, but I mean,
I'm not trying to give Kovalchuk
Right.
a pass here, but like everything that happens though, they want to put him under like this fucking gigantic microscope and be like, it's his fault, it's his fault.
I'm not saying
that
it's
motherfucker
fault.
set people up left and right. Is it his fault that Zajac can fucking just throws the puck into people's fucking crests constantly?
No,
Or setting him up beautifully. He would have had like 4 or 5 points that game. He was setting people up left and right, and nobody can score.
Like
Him
if he had the
included.
same skills and was getting paid $2 million a year and was doing the same things, people's expectations of him would be way lower. It's commensurate with like everyone's like they gave him $100 million, so people's perception
over a
is
long
like he
time.
has $100
It's
million
not like
bucks.
he got $100 million.
That's what
in
I
one.
mean. Yeah, it's like their perception is like he has $100 million in his pocket as he's skating around. Like why can't he convert? Like he should be. They're paying him the big money. He should be fucking
Hey,
doing
he's
something
not
out
the
there.
only guy out there
He's
who's
not.
he's making.
Who's the second
gigantic-
highest paid?
Probably
guy?
Elias, right?
Yeah.
What's Elias doing out there, Ming? Is he doing anything?
No, he's not doing much
Yeah?
more. He's just starting to pick it up a little bit more. but-
Langenbrunner,
He's
Zajac,
not getting
Clarkson.
paid that much though, Langenbrunner. For as much as Langenbrunner gets shit, he's a pretty relative low salary cap hit.
Right. Speaking of those two guys, I think one thing you mentioned at the game was just how old everybody, the supposed star players look
It looks like they all got old, like
at the same time.
at the same time. Like I mean, Elias and Arnott and Langenbrunner just look
Sunday's just like, what?
they just look tired, man. And it's the beginning of the season. They shouldn't look that.
Yeah,
out
that's
of
a
sorts.
bad-
How old are these guys?
They're not that old.
Mid
though.
30s?
Mid
Well, I
30s,
mean,
which is
in a
old for hockey.
Yeah, in a professional athlete, they're old.
Who's the oldest? Lindros? Is he still in the league? For some reason, that name popped in my head. Who's the oldest guy out there right now?
Older.
Lidstrom.
Who's the Brett Favre of?
Lidstrom's pretty old.
Yeah. Was he 40,
Nicholas Lidstrom's probably up there.
41?
Still playing at an elite level though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, one guy's
defense, though.
One guy's one thing, but you got 3 or 4 guys who look like they're playing like they're 45. It's bad. It's bad. They just slow. They look slow. They look like they're skating through molasses.
who do you think played the best for him then Friday?
Little Gianta.
Yeah, Gianta.
Yeah, Steven Gianta. It was funny hearing people in the crowd going, "Wow, when did we get Gianta back?" Talking about his brother Brian, who's the captain of the Canadians, and just having to correct him. But he little flashes of his brother though.
How many games, Meng, can they lose at home before they're like, we got to make a move?
Where
Someone,
they
the axe has got to fall.
It's I think 10. Once you get into double digits, it's that's the threshold,
So
I
we're
think.
talking December then.
I think that the middle of early December. That'd be late November. That's when you got to do something.
They already played 15 games already.
Yeah, but only 5 at home.
5
right?
home losses.
Doesn't matter whether you lose 10 at home or 10 on the road. You got to start to consider.
No, I meant
something.
10. Like, I mean, how? Well, okay, so when's the cutoff for you? You're like, wow, we got to make a move. Even if it's just a move to make a move, we got to let Johnny Mac go. Well, how many
Be the beginning
more
of
games?
next week?
They don't win a game. If they don't beat
wanna be-
Edmonton,
yeah, at home, that's a real problem.
They got to be one.
and I don't mean to slam Edmonton, but
He might be,
at home, you haven't won a game yet. You
so
can't
they'll
beat-
replace him mid-season.
Oh, yeah, I think they'll have
Didn't they
to.
just replace Dallas, right? The
Yeah,
football
Dallas
coach.
Phillips.
Yeah, Wade Phillips.
They replaced him.
They did after the owner swore he wouldn't do it mid-season. He did it, but he's been known to not to not live up to his word.
There's another team with so much talent, yet their record is terrible.
Yeah,
They actually got really good people on their team. They should be. Nobody ever would have thought they would be a one.
I think everybody. I'm sorry, Sunday, Jeff. I think everybody overestimated or over-evaluated that talent, though. I mean, is Romo that good? Is their running backs that good? I think just like the Devils, I think he fell in love with like, oh, we got Arnott back, but you know what? It's not Arnott from 2000. It's Arnott from 2010.
right.
Well, we got Elias. He had an off year. He had injuries last year. He's going to come back. Well, I mean, it's tough. I mean, these guys are competing against much younger players now, hungrier, and
Not for cookies, for hockey is what you mean.
it's definitely showing though that their lack of speed and intensity.
Yeah, Jeff, you mentioned on the way home that Lou has lost his touch. So you believe that?
Oh boy, No more Sunday Jeff at the games.
They're just on paper in the beginning of the season. They should be a lot better than what they are. It's just mind-boggling how you can just go down their roster. Technically, again, they have a much better team on paper. It's by no means have they played that way this year. You know, there's very little differences between this team and last year, other than a couple of players. But the acquisitions they made on the offseason, they should be a much better team than what they were last year. And obviously, that's not true.
Ming, I'm looking at your bullet points here.
Yeah.
It looks like you suspect a conspiracy.
Where does it say that?
Brodeur still not practicing. Is the injury worse than
Oh,
they're
well, I
saying?
mean, I'm sitting right next to the biggest conspiracy theorist of all time.
All right, well,
But, yeah, Brodeur.
is Brodeur really dead? Is it possible he's actually dead and not just injured?
No, he's been quoted, so I don't think he's
Okay.
dead. But, you know, they say a bruised elbow is what's keeping him out. A bruise does not keep you out for over a week.
Even your lady said that the other day.
Yeah?
Went to lunch with Ming Chen the other day. Went to get some pizza.
Yeah, pizza. Big shock.
Just like that.
But Walt,
Was there a bathroom attendant at the pizza bar?
no, not in Highlands. There wasn't.
Yeah, we didn't go to Rumston for pizza. We were in Highlands.
Well, I mean, the Devils, in my opinion, they might better look into getting some better team doctors. I mean, this is 2 years now with this shit. I mean, last year you had Paul Martin sit out basically the whole year with an arm.
You know, broken arm, which, you know, most 8-year-olds come back within 6 to 8 weeks.
It took him forever to get back. This year you got Parisi not letting anybody know, or the team allowing him. You don't know which it is, to go out there and play with an injury that needed surgery, and now he's out for, what is it, 4 months?
3 months.
And now you got Clarkson, came back too soon last year, broke his leg, came back, re-injured it in the first game, out. He wasn't ready to come back, and they let him come back. So something's going on. And this Brodeur thing, how could it just be a bruise at this point? He's not playing already on Wednesday, and he doesn't know if he's playing on Friday.
Right, so...
How many games has he missed so far?
He's missed one. Well, he's missed one, but he's missing tomorrow's for sure. So, I mean, for him, that's a lot. The guy who he wants to be out there every game.
Yeah, how much is the doctors, or how much is it actually the players? So you think players could be saying, "Yeah, I feel good. You know, I'm ready to go," but you know, they can only go by whatever X-rays and everything else shows, and the player just says, "I'm good to go." I feel.
I agree. I agree that could definitely be a reason that they're not 100% truthful
But,
with their injuries.
with the way Moose has been playing, I think they want Brodeur out there.
Who's Moose? Come on.
Hedberg, Johan Hedberg, the
terrible.
backup goalie.
He's the backup. He's
Oh
no good.
my God.
Should they
That
put
dude-
Terrari in there?
That
the
dude's
assistant
got
coach?
his legs are wide open constantly, man. I mean, it's just like shoot between those legs because it's going through for your opposing team.
He's like an Atlantic City skank.
He's looking around for a fucking glass table. It looks like.
Dump on me. Ralston, I see Bing, Ralston's back. Well,
Yeah,
you
he
turned on him so quickly earlier.
I turned on him.
And then, yeah, if you remember from an earlier episode.
Well, he's another guy getting a gigantic paycheck and has done nothing since he's come to the Devils for that money.
He's eating into the cap now again too.
Who did he play for before the Devils?
The Wild.
The Wild?
Minnesota Wild.
Minnesota?
What difference does it make?
No. These are the questions that I could ask to other people who don't know about hockey.
Really?
Yeah.
They're like, who he play for?
Maybe somebody wants to know that.
Who did he play for before?
Yeah, before the Devils.
Okay.
I thought he was always on the Devils.
All right.
I'll just...
All right.
I'm just here to crack jokes about poop, I guess.
Gianta, you think he can keep up this level of play? He was pretty quick out there, and I liked for once seeing somebody out there playing 110%. The rest of the team has definitely not been doing that. He looked like he didn't want to go back to Albany.
Definitely. He definitely looked like he had a spark, and I thought he played pretty damn well for his first game. I don't know. I mean, but there's a reason why he hasn't been up. He's 27 years old. And that's the first crack at the first kick at the can he's gotten is at this late stage of his career. So he must have like the scoring touch of
A rock?
yeah.
He's a small player though too. I think he's smaller than Brian.
There's some fucking Brian, like he fucking
Me?
knows the dude. like he's fucking on a first name basis.
Is he one of
with
those guys that
Gianta.
calls celebrities by their first names? Like my mom is always like, "Oh, I was
Josh.
on Josh's Facebook page." I'm like, you queer loser. Sunday Jeff
He's
is
still the
like,
best player on the ice on Friday night. So 27, he still played the best out of all the other guys who are making 10 times more money than he is.
Who, Steven?
Steven G. I wish he was playing like Brian Giannis.
Yeah,
Some of the other players on the team.
That's got to be that's a sad statement then. That the rookie, the 27-year-old rookie is outplaying all the veterans, all the people who should be up there.
That's the state that the Devils are in right now.
Yeah, I like those Gianta brothers though. They're but what's Brian? He's about 5'6". He's almost. He's about 2 inches taller than I am.
Oh, yeah,
Captain of a team.
Gives you hope, right?
this is way more fascinating than fucking what team Ralston was on. This fucking dude's height. Fuck you, Ming.
Come on, I gotta have someone to look up to, even if it's everybody. It's literally.
Have you ever wished you were taller?
Oh yeah, that's
Really?
It's people ask you one thing you would change about yourself, and most people are like, fuck you, I wouldn't change anything. I'm perfect.
Right.
I'd love to be taller. Couple inches.
I wish I had poop on my table, Ming. And I wish I was taller.
At what stage of your life did you start thinking that way?
I think it's always been like that.
Even as a
When he was
little
medically
as a little
declared
kid, were you the
dwarf.
smallest in class?
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah.
The cutest too, though. Probably, right?
Sure, not
little guy. Girls would carry him around in high school and shit. One of those fucking
Little satchels.
like a freaking baby backpack and shit.
Look at my Cabbage Patch baby. Ew, it moved.
It smells like shit. Come on, guys, I gotta go to class. Someday I'll grow up. I'll have a podcast. I'll own all you guys.
I was surprised that you seem like a very comfortable in your own skin, dude.
For the most part, but
Yeah.
a couple inches wouldn't hurt.
Take it out of context.
No, you know what? No, not taking it.
Sounds like no shit.
Come on! I'm Chinese. The rumor, it's not a rumor. It's fact. If we're gonna go that,
Well,
Stop debasing
there's always the busted nut fucking method.
yeah.
Just tie, get a weight on there.
right.
Just sleep with it and walk around with this like a fucking 10-pound weight on him.
Yeah, just walk around the house with a dumbbell hanging off your cock.
In about 5 to 10 years, could be some significant growth.
That's inconvenient. You know what? I think
He goes out to get the newspaper with a barbell hanging off his balls and shit. Neighbors are like, shoot him!
David Chad's like, why are you hanging it off your nuts? That's not what we're worried about here. That's
not really
my
my concern.
I am not interested in the length of your fucking nuts.
Walt's wrong about the busted nuts. Girls don't care about that.
nah, the weight's too inconvenient. I'd probably go the pump method, which they sell on AdamandEve.com.
Who's not a fucking sponsor for this show.
Yeah.
No, but I'm helping out you guys. I'm helping out you two with it. Tell them Steve Dave.
Hey, you know what I read? They tried to, the NHL, they were looking into doing an instant replay thing, and it got shot down. Did I read that correctly?
I don't know what you're talking about. They already have instant replay.
They have it?
Review, not instant replay, though. I mean, as far as like
Yeah,
a call.
it's the same thing.
Instant review. Hold on.
What the fuck are they reviewing if not the instant replay?
Speechless.
No, you're talking about goals. But I'm saying it's maybe they're reviewing penalties
Oh, they'll
or
never
something
do-
else.
they'll never
Maybe
do
that's
that.
what he's talking about.
No.
You'd be fucking stopping the play every 2 seconds and be like, was that a hook?
You're gonna get into baseball speed at that point.
No, like if a puck goes over the glass and it's not tipped.
Oh, wait
like
a second.
that.
Here's what I'm talking about. GMs shelve coaches' goal challenge proposal.
Oh, like football.
NHL general managers have shelved a proposal to allow coaches to challenge goal calls. See, look at me. I'm on the fucking cutting edge
They
over
already
here.
have
they
that,
already do
though.
that,
They
though.
already
Yeah,
do
anything
that, though.
doubtful, they
Yeah, if there's any doubt, they go upstairs.
Oh, wait, this is from last year. No, I'm just kidding. No, it was posted today.
Wow.
All right.
It said they wanted to give coaches the ability to challenge similar plays.
Do you agree? I know we take a lot of shit for this, but do you like instant replay in football, Ming?
Yeah, I think just it's so tight, whether you have your foot down in bounds or not, whether the ball came loose, before the guy hit the ground. There's a lot of there's a lot of things you can't see. Just so many bodies moving around. I think
Don't you think it slows it down tremendously?
Oh yeah, absolutely. But I for football, I'd rather get the call right.
Yeah, I believe too the same way. I'd rather see them get the call right, but they do take a lot longer than what they're supposed to. I thought there was only a certain window of opportunity you're supposed to do it.
Yeah, I thought it was like 30 seconds
or something.
Yeah, something like that, and then the screen went blank, and then like you could make a decision, motherfucker.
It's definitely not 30 seconds. But I think with that shorter season, with only 16, 17 games, you have to get it right.
Yeah, all right.
And
I'm kind of like I get annoyed at it, and I find myself switching channels when they go to a instant replay because I'm like, fuck, man, it's gonna take forever.
Yeah. But even then, they don't get it right. That Miami game a couple weeks ago,
it was terrible.
That was possibly the worst call I've seen in any sport, and maybe not ever, but in a while.
All right. So the puck, you Bri, you like it or
football?
not? Yeah.
Oh, I love it. It's awesome.
All right, so puck nuts are for instant replay. In case the NFL was worried what our feelings were on it. All right, so what's your last bullet point here? We got a non-Devils topic on here, and people who've been clamoring.
Bullet point.
Who've been clamoring for other Devil news. There's this goaltender for the St. Louis Blues called Halak. What's his first name?
Yaroslav.
And he got traded in the offseason from the Montreal Canadiens after having a fucking lights out postseason. He was unbeatable practically.
Yeah.
And the Canadiens traded him, and he is picking up right where he left off. And I imagine right now Canadian fans where hockey is.
Yeah, it's more important than sex up there. More important than food.
So rich people up there, they're not paying fucking like.
No, they're going
$10 whores of shit on their tables.
Canadian.
They're playing old busted nut players to be like, hey man.
Yeah, they're getting old hockey players of shit on their tables for them.
They're getting blown at Canadians games so they can watch the game at the same time.
What?
The rich guys.
You said that like that could be true. I was like, what? There's a room for that at the
it wouldn't shock me.
But like right there, I mean, it is the be all end all in Montreal.
Right.
Hockey. So they have to be going absolutely berserk.
Yeah.
Wanting the heads of the front office of the Montreal Canadiens who pulled this trade off, I would imagine.
Why do you think they did it? I mean, I know the guy behind him, or not even behind him, but they didn't think he was behind him. But he was not bad at all. But it's like trading Brodeur in his prime to me.
Well, I mean, it's not like Halak is. I mean, I don't know how old Halak. I don't know how many years he had been in the league before he pulled off this great run in the playoffs, but. It is like the guy showing he could do it in the most intense pressure. And then just to be like, oh, let's trade him. And then it's got to be a double nightmare when you trade him and he fucking's putting up the numbers he's putting up right now.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Oh, it's got to be just to be like.
What team was he on before the Canadiens?
I think did they draft him? Yeah, I think they did. Yeah, so he's kicking ass for the Blues, Blues have not lost at home this season, and Halak's 8-1, I believe. It's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, I Montreal fans have got to be just like fucking ready to fucking put their heads on fucking pikes and shit.
You're gonna burn down the Bell Center.
That was the Molson Center.
The Molson Center.
I don't know what the fuck it is. That's why I don't really watch any other teams. What do you think, Jeff?
Yeah, I don't know why they got rid of him anyways. I don't know if they wanted him too much money. I really don't follow too much of it as far as on the off season. But again, we've seen a lot of times where goaltenders have gotten hot in the playoffs, and in the following year they sign them with big contracts, and they're not that good.
Case in point,
Boucher. I think he was another one that had a really good off season, good playoff season, and he didn't do well. Who was the guy that they just got rid of? I'm trying to think who it was. Niemi. How's he doing? Where he's at now?
He's in San Jose, right? I'm sure he's doing all right in San Jose.
Yeah, can't be doing.
They're pretty good. They're a pretty stacked team. I don't think they have to worry about Niemi in the regular season. It's what's he going to do for them in the playoffs? Because the Sharks seem to always come up small in the postseason, so they're looking for a goaltender that can carry them in the playoffs, and they're not really worried about the regular season.
Right. So Canadians, Habs fans, sorry, you guys blew it.
Well, not
all right,
the
your
fans.
GM. All right, your GM blew it.
Did we announce the Puck Nuts contest?
No, we haven't.
That's what I was waiting for. That's the non-bullet pointed big event of the night.
Yeah, this is the big announcement, and we've decided on.
And we got time for this?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Well, what? You want to put it off for another week? You were the one you were the one yelling at me last week that we didn't pick one.
All right.
But all four of us went through all. We got about over 50 entries. So some great, some looked a little rushed. I'm not going to say they were bad, but they were.
Anybody who took the time.
Would you like to name names, Ming, as to the people who didn't meet up to you?
No, there's a very, very talented artists out there.
Yeah, there's some really nice stuff that people sent in, but unfortunately, there's only one winner. Just like there's only one Stanley Cup winner, there's only one.
That's right. Who is that, Walt?
Puck Nut press photo winner, and that winner is. Can you play some?
Yeah, we'll get a drum roll going.
Triumphant music right here.
The winner is Mr. Griffin Sims.
All right.
And we need Griffin to email you.
I'll email him. I have his right here.
He's going to get that jersey.
Yeah, or he gets to go to a game with us. So we don't know where he's from. So.
Yeah, ask him in the email though if he wants us to sign that jersey because that's a really nice jersey. He might not want.
He's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, they ruined this jersey.
Yeah, Sharpie don't come off. It's permanent.
Yeah, so let's be on the same page with that because I'd be fucking annoyed if I fucking got a sweet ass jersey and I saw some fucker. I was like, Sunday Jeff, the fuck, this jersey's ruined.
People ask him, who's Sunday Jeff? I don't know.
Have you ever gotten something that you didn't sign that you didn't want signed?
I'm not a big signature person. I remember as a kid going to cons, like comic book conventions, and seeing people like line up for autographs. And if there was something being sold at a convention by an attendee that you can only get at the convention, like an exclusive, and I wanted it because it was like a comic book that was only sold there or something, I remember waiting online and getting it and then having that awkwardness of telling the person, is like, I'll sign it. Like, actually, I don't want it signed. And I could tell them looking at me like, what's with this fucker? You waited.
I'm Sunday Jeff.
Yeah, I'm not a big person for autographs on the things I collect. To me, it kind of like, I know it's crazy, but it's like it's a defection.
What
It
about,
also diminishes the value.
No, it should only up the value if you can prove
Never
it.
does, though, right?
Oh yeah, it does.
I thought it rarely did.
Yeah, but I'm just one of those weirdos who's like, you know what? It looks like a smudge to me. Your fucking illegible signature. I'd rather not have it on here. But here's the money for it.
What about Fred Hembeck?
Fred Hembeck?
Yeah.
What about him? What's he from? I can't remember now.
That's from the Blue Boys game.
Yeah, I actually got his signature, but yeah, that was a fiasco.
That wasn't
in
going to
itself.
affect the value one way or the other, I don't think.
All right, so how long is that, man?
So it's 50 minutes. It's 6:15. You can you're all set for your appointment.
We're ready to go. All right, Bri, can we get a?
I just want me to. I mean, it feels weird. Do you remember there was that? What did you say that goalie's name was? Boucher.
Yeah, Boucher.
Remember there was a kid in our class. His name was Ray Pouchet, and he looked just like George Michael, and everyone called him Whammo. It just reminded me.
He
of
wore
it for
the
some
aviators.
reason.
He had the poofy
Yeah,
hair,
it was
and he
the
wore a
80s,
leather
so,
jacket.
yeah, he pretty much looked like him.
Well, he definitely to his credit though, or to his not credit, but I don't know what was wrong with everybody in the 80s, but no one realized that George Michael was gay when he was in Wham.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that was good for him.
Yeah, because nobody was coming down on him because he looked like George Michael. I think some people were just like, man, he looks like George Michael. He's getting all this pussy. I wish I looked like George Michael.
Yeah, I'm like, why do I look like me? I look like Brian Johnson. I want to look like Ray Pouchet.
Yeah. Oddly enough, not even George Michael himself was getting any pussy.
Maybe
probably
a couple
right, beards
here and there to make sure that it didn't get out to the press because that would probably kill the career in the 80s.
Yeah.
Instead, George Michael's out there acting just like the Rangers, eating nuts.
See you next week.
That was a good segue.
Find more funny shit like this at smodcast.com. Scott, there are 7 great shows available over at smodcast.com. This is my commercial voice.
I know.
You have to go in authentic in order to sell anything. If you ever try to sell something for real, where you're like, hey man, would you listen to this podcast network, please? People go, it's a position of weakness. I smell blood in the water. Let's kill this fat pig. Like in that movie and that book, about the kids.
Smodcast.com.
Good call. Yes, good callback. Smodcast.com. It's all free. It's all funny. Smonsters of talk.